YouTube fam, how y'all doing? It's your Uncle Tim. This is Uncle Tim Rants and Reviews, a channel where I rant and I review. I'm your host, Uncle Tim. Stop! He a hoarder. He's hoarding. He has a room full of shit that he can't display the toys or his video games or his comics. He can't display anything. It's just junk. It's just everywhere. Dude, if we looked at everybody collection like that, I know people with shit all over the floor going all the way around. Why? Because they haven't had the time or the patience to put the shit up, where it needs to go. My thing is, man, I have so much of stuff I want to show y'all. But, I kind of ran out of steam of wanting to actually show it, man. It's stuff that I think y'all would actually like, that y'all be like, oh, man, that's kind of cool, man, I see where you got that from. That's what's up. But, when a lot of people look at me, all they think of is hoarder. They think of, some spoiled ass grown man that just, or man child just buying shit, at a whim, don't got no other bills or no other debt. He just buying what he want. In all due actuality, none of that's true. I got bills. I have problems. Sometimes when I have to pay these bills, sometimes I don't get no toys. Sometimes I don't get any damn thing. It's just what it is, bro. The hobby is what it is. It's fun. It's an exciting thing, man. I was looking at all the places that me and my wife looked at far as houses. And, she was like, man, this will make a good man cave. That'll make a good man cave. This will make a good man cave. And we was looking at the spaces and, we were just thinking about it, man. But, a lot of shit fell through, and that wasn't meant to be at this particular point in time. Had to take a step back and just keep reevaluating the situation, man. But far as this collecting thing, man, I'm enjoying this. I like this. I like the chaos behind it. I like being angry sometimes because you're not going to find everything you're looking for. You're not going to be, one of those people that go to a lot of Rosses and just come out with bags and bags of shit. It just don't happen like that all the time. I got people that I know who got YouTube channels that go inside of Burlington and Ross and come out with all type of Jordans and Air Maxes, Air Force Ones, and, different type of Giannis's and KDs and Kyrie's, things that, LeBron's, all these shoes that you haven't seen, they're coming out of there with them. Am I mad at them? No. You got to stay on your hustle. You got to stay on your grind. Dude, you ask me why do I go to Ross and DD's? Because affordable damn prices, bro. I gave up on all that, overpriced shit, living above and beyond my means. Man, I don't got time for that. You know what? I'm looking at it just like this. This is a hobby. It's meant to be fun. It's not meant to drain my wallet completely. If something is draining your wallet all the damn time, it's no longer fun. It's becoming an addiction. It's becoming a habit. And, to me, this is not a habit. I stop from time to time, and sometimes I just keep going. Sometimes I stop, and sometimes, that's what it is. This is the shit that you do. You enjoy it, or sometimes you don't. It's what it is. It comes and goes in waves, bro. Collecting is not a one-size-fit-all thing, man. It's just like you got to find your place in it. You got to find if you like it or not. This is why I tell people, if you're going to come in, start collecting, if you're going to do video games, I tell you, first of all, don't go buy the most expensive games. That shit is a no-brainer. That will kill everything. That's a no. Go in, find what you like. Find a console that you like that got good games that you would actually play. That way, that makes a lot of sense. You going in, playing things that you like. Don't go, oh man, everybody else got an NES collection. I'm going to collect for the NES. Do you like any of the NES games? Did you grow up with the NES? If you didn't grow up with it, you may not like the graphics it got. You get what I mean? You might have grew up on PlayStation. So you get in the PlayStation because the graphics are the things that you are used to. I grew up on Atari and Coleco. But do I want to play the Atari and Coleco? I had both systems multiple times. But I didn't find fun playing it anymore. I had Odysseys, Odyssey 2s. I had every damn console from Pong to, just every damn thing, bro. Fairchild, Channel F. I had a lot of this shit. I had things that people never remember, bro. I had shit that was just straight up look like one-offs. And people were like, I didn't even know people had this stuff. Why do you have it? Why did I have it? Because see, that's my thing. When I go into something, I go into it hard, bro. I don't stop. I look at stuff. I had a whole list of comic books I wanted to get, full runs of books. I had the numbers, and I said I'm gonna buy these in lots. And I was buying them in lots, and I was able to buy like 6 or 7 books at a time in a lot, along with other books. But 6 or 7 of the books I wanted, mainly, and it was just filling in, key roles, holes in my collection, man, and that was really good for me. A lot of times people don't think of the whole concept of this, man. This is not just meant as a way to blow off steam. This is meant as a way to find peace, bro. Find peace. Be at peace with your decisions that you make when you buying this stuff, man. This is why I buy things I like. I don't buy things that I think that's going to go up in value. That that doesn't work for me, because I know at any time anything could go up in value. You get what I mean? Anything could be worth buying. Anything could be that one piece that everybody got, and it's selling for this crazy amount right now. Dude, I had systems and games like that, and guess what? After a while, that shit just went left, and I was like, man, I'm not even trying to feel that no more. Man, I had collected. I'm collecting Funko Pops right now. And you don't know how long of a future Funko Pops got. They said they got up to 12 months. They don't know. Anything after that, shit is up in the air. From the diecast cars, which, the Barago and Maestro cars, and the Revel, and it's a couple other ones. But a lot of those used to sell really good back in the day. They used to have them everywhere. Now, only time you can find them sometimes is at Sam's Club and Costco. And you can find them at Ross, every now and then. But they sell out real quick. My thing is, with all of these hobbies, things come and go. Remember the toy, what's that? The toy great, the toy market just fell apart. You remember back in the 90s. Video games went bust back in the early, 70s or late 70s. You remember the video game crash with E.T. and all that shit? You remember that horrible ass game? It was so bad on the Atari, they had to bury it in the landfills. Now think about it. They burying Funko Pops in landfills. Think about what's going on. Think about your hobbies, bro. Think about, you got Netflix buying out DC, Warner Brothers, and HBO Max. They're about to have one of the biggest damn libraries out there. I'm surprised Disney didn't try to buy it. But they said if they tried to buy it, it would have been more like a monopoly on all this. Think about it. Remember, you were able to buy physical movies and physical games back in the day. Now they're trying to get away from that, because, see, anything that you have, and you don't have to plug in and download it, you living good. All those old games, retro games, man, that's the wave right there. That's the future right there. Do I think this stuff is going to stop? Is it going to end anytime soon? Is collecting going to die out? No. There will always be something to collect. There will always be somebody there to collect it. That's real talk. Sometimes the money dries up and the money's not there anymore, but guess what? There's a lot of other stuff there, man. And that's the thing that we all need to be looking at, man. You can call me what you want, because people love to call me a hoarder. They say I don't know what I'm doing with my money. I live in the basement of my mom and dad's house. I have no wife or kids. Dude, I hear all this shit. I got a wife and kids. My mom and dad is dead. I don't live in a basement. That'd be a horrible ass thing. But see, that's the thing that I want you to understand. See, what I'm talking about is people can't let you enjoy your life. They're too busy trying to dictate your life and telling you what you should and shouldn't be doing. And my thing to you each and every day that I get on this channel, telling you, follow your own man, because you're the only one that got to pay the consequences of the shit you do. There may be other people that face some consequences of some of the stuff you do, but 9 times out of 10, you will pay some of those consequences. This is why I say live your best life. Understand what it is that you want to do. If you want to travel, because that's some people hobby right there. They travel. They pick up little knickknacks while they gone. They pick up like these brewery beers, these special beers, craft beers with these amazing looking labels on them, and they collect that. Or they get out there and collect shot glasses. They do a lot of stuff, like tchotchkes and things like that. So you see what I mean? Having this hobby is one thing. It also puts me in a community. Not everybody in the community is nice, but it puts me in a community of people who are like-minded in certain ways about certain things. And we could talk. They could tell you what to find stuff. My wife is like that with a community that she has of where they got these purses, and people talk about certain purses and where to get them from, how much they costing. And like I said, all this stuff is a cycle. It's all something designed to get you to spend. It's getting you to actually get out there and, find some things, man. When I look at the toy tubers on TV, man, and I see them finding stuff, man, and I say, damn, he found that tack in such and such. And I said, I want to find that. I want to go look to see if I could find it. Guess what? I get out there. What happens? I find it. Am I mad I found it? No. Am I living my best life finding it? Yeah. You know what? Sometimes it's the little things. And see, this is what it is for me. It used to, I go on eBay and I hunt on eBay, I hunt, and dude, I find shit, yeah. But see, when you buying on eBay, it gets dangerous, bro, because see, it's like an addiction, because certain times if you got the money, you don't stop. But see, in a store, it's only so much shit you gonna find. You feel me? It's only so much you gonna find before you be like, oh yeah, that's about it. It's certain things that I wanted to buy in store, out of store. You know, said I wanted to get off into the Simpsons. Dude, so far I got Homer, I got Bart, um, and I got somebody else. Homer, Bart. I think I got shit, I don't know, but that's the fun part about all of this, man, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. I said I wanted to get off into Necker figures. I wanted to get more off into AEW. I wanted to get off into, some of everything, Avatar. And I'm starting to pick up some of this stuff, man. I know you're like, where you gonna put it at, man? Like I say, stuff gotta rotate every now and then, and we see where it go. They got some good stuff out here, man, if you really, really looking. And some of the prices are really nice. You go into Ross right now, and people are finding Naugahyde and, no, Metalhead, I mean. They finding Metalhead, they finding some of everything from the Iron Grenadiers. They finding Sergeant Slaughter. They finding Jinx. They finding the Snow Serpent. And what's the other one? It's another one, but they're finding a lot of Joes out there, bro. Then they finding the Super 7 Joes like CoverGirl and Roadblock. Dude, they finding the Power Rangers and, for Super 7. Oh, man, it's getting crazy. This is why I say right now is a good time to be a collector. You get out there during this particular season. Places like Ross and Didi's and Ollie's, the best time to go to them is during Easter and Christmas. You'll come out with a lot of shit. Real talk. But to later, fam, thank you for watching. Peace out.